Hello everyone, it's time for another art stream today. Today's gonna be chill because I'm starting a new project today. We are doing the third in the KDA set for League of Legends. This one is Kaisa. She is the dancer choreographer for the video, and I will be drawing her today and throughout various art streams. So this is my next project. So welcome, I am Annie. Okay, so today's just gonna be like a brainstorming session, just kind of like figure out like what kind of poses that I would like her to do. Definitely something like dancing related, maybe like in the middle of like a dancing pose or something. But I'll figure it out. Today's just gonna be rather chill, and I don't expect to finish this piece today, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let's go. And a lot of today's just going to be me going off stream just to look at references and find like particular pose references that I want to do today. Like today, this part of the process, like the beginning of it, is really slow and kind of boring, to be honest. But that's why I have the music up, and hopefully y'all can hear that. All right. Alright, so Kaisa is claimed by the Void. When she was an only child, Kaisa managed to survive through sheer tenacity and strength out of will. Her experiences have made her a deadly hunter and, to some, the harbinger of a future they would rather not live to see. Having entered into an uneasy symbiosis with a living Void Carapace, the time will soon come when she must decide whether to forgive those mortals who would call her a monster and defeat the coming darkness together, or simply to forget, as the Void consumes the world that left her behind. I'm reading the official League of Legends page to kind of get a handle of this character, because I don't really play MMOs, to be honest. But the KDA video was really fucking good. Oh, let me this on. Okay, so I got the main reference on the left side already. Copy. Let's see, paste. Can't seem to paste that, but whatever. Okay. Hey Ultra, how was your week this week? Welcome.
I gotta adjust some volumes.
Okay.
Good enough?
Yeah, you sound good. Oh, that's a good pose. Try that.
Alright.
So, what are you playing today? What are you playing today?
Started with Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, so say we're playing Mega Man 8.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna turn that off, and then... Right now, I'm just doing some sketches, because for dancing people, this character is a dancer.
I'm gonna have that jump.
erase that one. I do like this one. This one has potential. Probably redraw it a couple more times, but we'll see. Mhm. Oh, that pose is pretty cool.
Late? Yeah, that's the annoying jump, slide part.
Fun.
Liftoff of mission 41B, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
This one I'm gonna take a photo of. I think this one's pretty good.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Okay, so I have for the most part, I have 2 ideas I want to try out. So that's a good sign. Save that. Okay, well, let me try these 2. So let's see. Not that one. Not that one. The top, not those top 4. So let's take this one. We'll cut this one. So that's the first one. Oh, damn it. There we go. Cut. And that one will cut. See. Okay, so these I don't need anymore. Alright, so it's down to these 2. Hit this one, and then do that. Whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna redraw this pose again. Make it a little bit more clearer. Let's save this first. Then Damn it. Damn, I lost that pose. Now I gotta find it again. Alright, there's that one. And then let's do this one. Alright, let's flip this around. Okay, I do like that. Okay, let me put this up so I can find this pose again. Damn it, I should have taken a photo of this one too, but I want to see what the arms did, because I kind of forgot. Alright, let me re-Google search this again. Yeah, as far as this goes, I think this might be the photo reference that I might work with, the pose that I might work with. Because the thing with the other one was, like her arm goes probably way over beyond the canvas's limits, and I kind of don't want her arm being cut out of the frame. Because with this one, I kind of want a majority of her body in the canvas frame. But yeah, I think this one is the one I'm going to work with. Huh, okay. Let's try this one. Because I just stumbled on to another pose that I might try. This one, and then all right, let me take a photo of this one too, just so that I don't forget. Okay, there we go. Okay, in case this one, oops, in case this one does not work out, I'll keep this one as a backup. So I'll do that. Hi Rad, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Awesome. I am working on a League of Legends character again with a KDA video, the third one, and she is a dancer. So I'm looking up dancing poses.
Oh, so is this an existing character like you're doing work on, or is this like a...
Yeah, it's an existing character. It's fan art, yeah.
Nice.
How have you been? Okay, that sums it up.
Going. Yeah, you know, it's going. I can't complain too much. Other people have it harder than me.
Right,
But,
right.
Just you know, busy. I'm having to work a lot of extra hours this week because of people calling off and just still not quite having enough people. But you know, I'm hoping I'll be out of there pretty soon, out of my current job. And
Well,
things will hopefully start turning around.
well, good luck.
I've been in contact.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of broke out there. But I hear you now.
Oh yeah, it looks like I had a weird little network error. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it looks like my professor isn't going to abandon me just yet when it comes to doing a thesis project. I made some progress, but then like I got around to a halt over the last couple months. So hopefully, once things start getting a little better, I can work out doing a little bit more active work on that. Get that proposal, you know, locked and loaded before the end of the summer. That's what I'm hoping.
Right.
Because man, I really want to start working on that project, but just you know can't yet.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been up to?
For the most part, just been playing video games. Like I haven't really been drawing as I am today. Like today's like the first time I'm really gone back into drawing.
Oh, okay.
I'm making like individual projects. I have been applying for jobs and kind of having a bit of an an imposter syndrome lately, just because of I have all these skills, and I'm kind of nervous about applying to other jobs because, like, storyboarding, for instance, like I don't really have a experience storyboarding, so I'm kind of like iffy on applying to those jobs. Like, even though I make a webcomic, I don't know if that counts as experience or not, so I'm kind of like freaking out about it.
I mean, I don't know anything about storyboarding, other than that, as far as I can tell, it's next door to making a comic. So it's
Yeah,
like,
storyboarding is basically you're planning out like how a scene is going to go. The drawings are not good. The most important part is just drawing what is happening with the background, and the characters could be stick figures, like what they're doing, what they're holding, where they're positioned in the camera, stuff like that. That's what you're doing in storyboarding.
yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I'm not like embedded in the industry in any meaningful way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I get, yeah.
So like I can't comment too hard as to like whether or not you're qualified for this position or whatever. I have always heard that animation is definitely a industry where like knowing people is super important, right?
Yes, that's how it goes, yeah.
So I don't know how many like contacts in the industry you have, but like um getting your foot in the door can be kind of hard, but like once you get in there and you just start being around people and like having an opportunity to just to demonstrate what you can do, yeah, maybe you do get brought in to do like some kind of cleanup type stuff early on, and then eventually you get trusted with some little bit more heftier stuff, and then and eventually you've embedded yourself in some part of the process, and then more doors open up from there.
Yeah.
So like I don't know enough to say like where like the best entry job looking for is, but like there have to be entry level jobs, right? Like I believe me, I know from applying to different positions for what I'm trying to do, like getting into like even just like basic HR and research type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely is a problem where like a lot of places, at least in my field of work, it'll be like, this is an entry level position, please have 5 years of experience. It's like that can be a problem because like depending on the market, right, you can have lots of people who are floating around who are just going from one firm to another, so like they can ask for experience for entry level positions, and that's really sucks if you don't have any.
Yeah.
But like I would imagine, and I don't know this for a fact, I would imagine animation is a small enough market, a niche enough industry that like having prior experience shouldn't be as important, so long as you can demonstrate like some like artistic ability.
Well,
right?
That's not what I'm worried about. I'm just worrying if my qualifications can count as for applying to that certain position.
Mm-hmm. Like hypothetically, like we're talking about storyboarding, right? That like from what I know about the industry, that seems like a sensible thing to try and get into first off, right?
Yeah.
Like I think from what I remember, I think
Because I technically plan out comics and layout and stuff like that, but I wonder if those skills are applicable to like storyboarding, where you're just drawing on little squares all the time and planning out an entire scene.
Yeah, but
yeah.
My first thought is like what else would there be, right? Like like what other thing could you possibly be doing besides like making drawing your own comics and such?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be like close enough next door to storyboarding that you might as well just be storyboarding. Like unless you are one of those weird people who just like from a young age I've always been storyboarding in my high school notebooks and whatnot. It's like, who does that? Nobody. It's like it's drawing comics. It's
planning out how pages will go.
Yeah, it's like from what I can tell, what you're doing is like the most the closest thing to like having non-industry experience towards storyboarding you possibly could have, right?
Okay. I will say that
So
some of the applications do say like so and so years of storyboarding or equivalent experience.
yeah, that's always the tricky part.
So I
um,
kind of wonder if that's like my way in, I guess.
you could just point out like, yeah, I've been an independent artist for a long time. I've been trying to break into the industry. I've been doing comics for this long. Here's some of my shit I've been doing. Also commissions and stuff, and here's some of my shit. And it's
Yeah,
just
I've been
like,
doing this for almost 15 years now with webcomics.
yeah. So it's like, unfortunately, again, like I said, I don't know enough about the industry proper to give you like probably the best advice. I'm sure people who are in the industry could probably give you better advice.
Yeah.
But just from what I know about how things work,
Hmm.
and it's like here's I guess I think a personal story, not from me, but I seem to recall hearing somewhere. I don't know if I could track down this interview, but I believe even Lauren Faust said that she broke into the industry storyboarding, right?
I
Like that.
think
That
that
was her
sounds
first.
familiar.
That was her first big job, um, in the industry, right? And
Yeah.
she would have gone from Cal Arts to that, right?
Hmm.
Graduating to that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if doing all the art and all the education isn't going to prepare you for something that's theoretically fairly entry level, like assisting with storyboarding or coloring or something, right?
Hmm.
What else? What else could there be? So yeah, obviously, yeah, I can't say for sure, but I would imagine that if you have a big enough portfolio of work that you think is quality and you can share, then it's like that's probably the best you can hope for, especially as an independent artist, because like everyone's an independent artist until they break into the industry, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm also kind of a
go.
bit salty about the way things are going because Netflix is really fucking over its animation departments.
Oh yeah, that is really bad, isn't it?
They recently did a lot of 150 additional layoffs
Damn it.
for creatives and animators for Netflix yesterday.
Yeah,
I heard about that. No?
Yeah.
yeah, that's really bad.
Like,
Yeah, I'm sure that's a pretty big shakeup for sure.
what the hell are they doing? They're really kind of digging their own graves when they're doing this.
I mean, like I don't know like their analytics, like what they look at to like decide this is worthwhile, this isn't, right? But for a long time, at least in terms of like public praise,
Hmm.
Netflix has gotten a lot of praise for a lot of its animated shows, right? Like
Yeah.
pretty solid reviews for most of those shows. Certainly the ones that they, the sort of uh, model has been they find someone who has an idea and they're like, okay, why don't we do 2 seasons of this new wacky idea that you have and see how it goes. They did that with 2 or 3 seasons. They did that with Centaur World. They did that with Kipo, and both of those shows were shows that people really like. Um,
Hmm.
they did that with Castlevania, which is a really good show.
Do you know that book series, Wings of Fire?
I can't say I do. It sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay, yeah, that was going to be a Netflix animated thing, but they also canceled that one
Yeah.
too, and a lot of people
Hmm.
are not happy about that.
And I think the reason why they're canceling these shows, as far as I can tell, it really is just simply they were losing subscribers, and that's like the first time in a long time they were losing subscribers, right? And they just utterly panicked about it, right?
They're more worried about people sharing passwords.
Yeah. It's like they're desperate to get back to a point where no, we're showing how we're making more money, right? We're getting more growth, right?
Mm,
And I would certainly agree. I think they're probably going to wind up shooting themselves in the foot if they go down this direction too much. Because like the reason why I have continued to pay for Netflix in spite of some of their bullshit is, you know, not naming names here, but certain people getting the Netflix stamp of approval who really need to shut the fuck up. Um, in spite of all that, they have done a lot of really good, like, shit that's worth supporting. And a lot of those are animation projects.
yeah.
I do not think I would have gotten Centaur World out of, like, Nickelodeon. Not in a million years. At least not Nickelodeon now, right?
Mm,
Like, there's a reason why a Nickelodeon show, Avatar and the Legend of Korra, has been having more of a life on Netflix than it has on Nickelodeon, because like they kind of gave up on doing a lot of really good, interesting type stuff a while ago, right? Like what even airs on Nickelodeon now? I honestly don't know.
just SpongeBob.
Yeah, and it's
The
like,
live action stuff they have.
like, no hating on people who still work on those shows, but it's like, when when's the last time Nickelodeon had like a really lively, like, exciting new show? Like, SpongeBob used to be a really exciting, good show. It was really pushing boundaries and like really, like, it was like SpongeBob educated a whole generation of kids on like a sense of humor. It's like it really was like a really big, important show that like was really worth like remembering fondly. Avatar was like a fantastic show in terms of like exposing people to sort of more complex and like sort of, for lack of a better term, adult narratives, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like people fucking love that show. They haven't done anything like that for fucking years.
Yep.
And what I fear is that Netflix may be going that direction. And I think they may have well have just stated as such.
Yeah.
Because when they pointed to animated shows that are putting in the numbers, are really keeping them in, really looking good, they pointed to that Boss Baby show.
Oh God.
Which, as far as I can tell, is one of those shows that just exists to put your toddler in front of and let them mindlessly consume. That's what it's for.
They're really pulling all of their eggs in one basket for that fucking Boss Baby show. Well, screwing over everyone else, and it sucks. I hate it.
And yeah, it's like, and who knows what the people at Netflix, how they're justifying this, but I'm sure it has something along the lines of, the Boss Baby show has a lot of watch retention. Why? Because again, they're putting like dumb little babies in front of it. No one actually likes the show beyond like little babies. Like, it's never gonna get any critical acclaim. And like, if you wanted something that was going to have more or less the same effect, you would have all these endless options on YouTube, right? For just to put in front of your kid and have it just stream endlessly, right?
Mm.
So I don't know, maybe that's not quite the right way to put it. Maybe it's a little more complicated than that. But ooh, one sec.
Yep.
Ooh, that is a really good. Anyway, so what I was getting at is, maybe it's not quite the same as like, the really bizarre YouTube kid stuff where it's clearly just something like dancing colors for your babies, right?
Mm.
So maybe it's not quite that bad, but it's like, it's pretty close. I don't know anyone who talks about how, surprisingly funny Boss Baby is, right? There are shows out there for kids, like little kids, that are like surprisingly good. Like, you ever hear of Bluey?
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, I've
Okay,
heard.
so
I heard of
Yep.
it. It's on Disney. I know it's on Disney Plus, right? Yes.
It's on Disney Plus right now. There are more episodes of it in Australia.
What's
It's
it
an
about?
Australian show.
Yes.
Okay, so it is a show that is about a family of talking dogs. It is an alternate world where everyone is a talking dog. Okay,
Okay.
and it is basically it's like a kiddie family show, right? It's two young girls, Bluey and Bingo, because they all have dog names because they're dogs.
Of course.
And their parents, and it's about like them being little kids. They're like 6 and 4 respectively, right?
Yeah.
So think like Peppa Pig, same idea.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's developed a bit of a following. Like I like it. I don't make a huge point to watch it, but I surround myself with people who do. It is unironically a really funny show. Like
Cool.
the people who write that show are fucking champions because like they do what they need to do to make it appropriate for the kiddos. The 4 to 7 year olds that it's designed for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like 3 to 7 year olds, but they squeeze in enough just generally good storytelling, but also enough like really great music and animation and humor, aimed at adults, not just in the sense that it's dirty, though there are the occasional innuendo pops up, right?
Yeah.
And the occasional reference, like there's a really funny bit where you hear Bluey's dad, his name's Bandit, just talking, before he gets bumped into by Bluey and the plot progresses or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, we were talking about getting in there and getting them snipped because do we really need 2 more of these things running around? And the context you pick up really fast. Oh, he's talking about a vasectomy, right?
Wow.
No kid's ever gonna pick that up. It's not important. And it's just it's little shit like that they sprinkle throughout, where it's like they're writing for adults and kids at the same time. And it's like, that was the same mentality that Lauren Faust had when she did G4 Ponies, right?
Yep.
That she wanted to make a show that like will be for the kids. The kids, it'll be for them, but they'll be writing with the adults in mind to like make it entertaining and bearable for them. And it works out really well. Same with Bluey, except even younger audience. And all this is a very long-winded way of saying it is entirely possible to have a show that is just for eating up the attention of little tiny babies, right?
Yep.
And still have it be something really worthwhile and worth praising. I don't think Boss Baby is that show.
Yeah, definitely not.
Nobody has been talking about it in that way. And I worry yet they are going to take more of the Boss Baby route on things and make a lot of garbage, kind of in the same way that frankly it seems like Nickelodeon kind of has been doing for a while, where they get a lot of attention eating garbage as opposed to really doing anything really interesting or praiseworthy.
Yep.
So I hope that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But yeah, I worry about that because we had a number of really good years of like lots of studios, I think, being allowed to do pretty good and interesting animation. Like Cartoon Network for the longest time was like letting people do really good and interesting shows.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix was really good. I don't know if any of the streaming services are gonna like pick up Netflix's slack because like other streaming services do have animation. Like I know Amazon Prime has some. It has a few decent animated shows. The biggest one that comes to mind is Invincible. That was really good. Not for kids.
That was Matt Groening, right?
No, Invincible
Oh,
was
no. That's the other show.
that's Disenchantment.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember. Yeah.
That show's decent. I don't think it has quite the magic that like Futurama did,
Mm-hmm.
but like I've been enjoying it more as it's going on. Um, I have no idea if that show's gonna keep on going. Who the hell knows? um, but on Amazon Prime they got Invincible, which is like definitely not for kids, like kind of like superhero show, right?
Mm-hmm.
They also have what do they call it? You ever watch Critical Role? You know what that is?
I do know what that is. Yes.
Yes. So somewhere along the way, they got the bright idea. It's like, hey, what if we take all the people who do Critical Role, and since they're already VAs, just like let them VA their own characters on a show about Critical Role. And
Yes.
that's what they did.
Uh.
I've seen a few episodes of it. It's pretty good. I'm sure if I had watched Critical Role, I'd like it a lot more. But that's the kind of thing that Amazon is doing, and it's like, okay, not bad, but like it's just not the same. Just not the same as what Netflix was doing. So, yeah, I don't know. Netflix was a really big bastion for like sort of like new and like experimental animations, like animation for kids in particular, right?
Uh.
I don't know where that's gonna go now. Like maybe Hulu snatches it up. Maybe Amazon
Hopefully someone snatches
it
it up, because we really need those shows to come back.
Yeah, maybe Netflix, they come to their senses to some degree, and they at least keep that on the back burner. Like, okay, maybe we just do the same thing, but maybe a little less. See how that works. I don't know. But like, there are a lot of shows on Netflix that I really like. That it sounds like because of all this shit and maybe some other stuff, I'm not gonna get more of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mentioned Centaur World. Megan Dong, who makes that show, said she'd be willing to do more. She did 2 really good seasons of like a really kind of weird and interesting and fun show. And she said she'd be willing to do more.
Yep.
And they turned her down, right? Castlevania had 4 seasons. Pretty much all of them they ranged from amazing to pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Excellent show. Love Castlevania. Also not for kids.
As expected.
The way they ended it, it kept the possibility open that they could keep on pulling from that franchise, right? Because I don't know how much you know about like the way the Castlevania games work, but like every game is like it's often set in a different time period,
Right.
So you have like different people who are related to the main character, who is Simon Belmont. He's from one era, but then like he has some games are about his great great grandfather, or some games are about his son or his great great grandson, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I know for the series, and most people about the Castlevania 3, Herbert Belmont, like the Alucard.
Yeah, the current the Castlevania show that was produced was they took a lot from Castlevania 3 and a lot from Symphony of the Night, that kind of era.
Yep.
And if you know anything about those games, you know that they set up stuff that happens later on in the franchise that happens in like Castlevania 1 and 2 and other games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they could have easily taken the sort of like foundation of what they had in this series and like make like not like another season, but like a sequel series about different people in a different time, right? Could have easily done that.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to happen now. And I'm happy we got what we got. The Castlevania show is really good, and I recommend it. but I don't think we're going to get like the sequel series about Simon Belmont or whatever. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, shit. There's Paramount. I've been shitting on Nickelodeon a lot, but Paramount Plus has access to all the Nickelodeon stuff. So theoretically, if they wanted to bring up some of that stuff under sort of the umbrella of like their Nickelodeon studios and try some stuff, they might be able to do that. But I mean, Nickelodeon hasn't been doing anything all that interesting for a long time. I don't expect them to do start now, you know?
Yep.
So honestly, man, if at least as far as like new animated shows coming out that I'm like the most excited for, considering that like it sounds like most new stuff coming out of Netflix is not going to be that great, and the stuff that is good probably isn't going on anymore. Right now, in terms of new animated shows that seem this had the most potential, might be coming out of HBO. Because HBO is owned by Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers, I mean, they're not as big in the animation scene as they used to be, but they're still kicking. And they have things like Animaniacs. So Animaniacs is on Hulu. That's the deal. I'm sure they'll move it to HBO as soon as they can. By the way, the new series of Animaniacs, very funny, quality shit, right?
I still need to see it.
Very good. It's very good. Haven't skipped a beat in how long has it been? 30 years?
Almost. Damn.
On HBO, that's where they have like all their DC related properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing some good stuff with regards to that. I know they're working on a new Batman animated series that I'm super hyped for.
Is Kevin Conroy gonna come back to that?
I don't know, but I hope so. He
Okay.
doesn't need to. I don't need Kevin Conroy, but I really want Kevin Conroy. And of course, the good news is like this is what everyone wants, and everyone knows this is what everyone wants.
Yep, I'm thinking
If Kevin Conroy's on a project, that's how they can entice Mark Hamill onto it too.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Hamill said as much in interviews. It's like, yeah, if you want me to do the Joker, just make sure Kevin's there, and I'll do it.
Nice.
Otherwise, screw off. Let me enjoy my money. But so I'm hopeful for that. But like even HBO has never been known for having like certainly not cartoons for kids. I think they own the Looney Tunes, so they did like a new version of the Looney Tunes. I have not heard much about it, right?
The last new Looney Tunes thing they did was with Lola Bunny and yeah, that show.
Well, that was the new Looney Tunes show, which actually I actually recommend. It's actually pretty funny.
Okay.
I got a buddy who really likes it. That was like from like 2011 or something.
Uh-huh.
That one's actually a pretty funny show. I think they got Kristen Wiig to voice Lola Bunny, and she's actually really funny. But that's a fun show. But like I think they like did more new Looney Tunes that like supposed to be like in more of the style of like the stuff from the 40s and shit, right? And I haven't heard anything about it, so I assume there's not much going on there. HBO does have access to a lot of stuff from Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah.
So I know that they made some news because like they put out like the last season of Infinity Train, and people really like Infinity Train, right?
Did they cancel that, or was it still going on?
HBO revived it, but only a little bit. I think they put out the last season, and I think they're done with it, right?
Oh, well, okay. Then...
but like they have J.G. Quintel's new show, like his adult regular show. which is pretty funny. It's fine. It's pretty good. So it's like there's some potential for good animation on HBO. I just don't know how much they're going to lean into it because HBO has always kind of, I think, thought of itself as more of a explicitly like adult centric
Yeah,
kind
like
of network.
quote
right?
unquote adult.
Yeah. So like maybe some good adult animations. I know the new Batman show is gonna be aged up a bit. I don't know if it's gonna be like R rated, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be a little more intense than like the original show from the '90s is gonna be, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I've been rambling a while. This is all to say that Netflix has made a lot of hits, including recent hits. Fucking talking about League of Legends, Arcane came out and everybody loved it. Everybody loved Arcane. I've never played League in my life and I never planned to. And I really liked Arcane.
Yeah, I think Arcane's probably like animated the same style as the video for what I'm doing now, like the KDA stuff. I think they animated it with that. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that animation
I mean,
got me fucking hooked, and look what I'm drawing right now. Like now I know
Oh, yeah.
jack shit about K-pop or League of Legends.
Oh yeah, especially in terms of like 3D animation, Arcane is like just blowing everyone out of the water. It's so
Yeah.
good. And it's like apparently nope, don't care about it. I mean, they haven't announced like the canceling of Arcane. I think it's popular enough they're gonna keep it going for a while.
Okay, they better not. I'm excited to like partake in that show.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. We can only hope that like the cataclysm at Netflix is not as bad as it seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
That like this is more of a reorganization rather than just abandoning doing good animation altogether.
Yep.
But it certainly could be that. Because like the sort of second best thing that I think we could get is like they fired all these people, which fucking sucks.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully-
definitely.
Hopefully these people find like a place where they can adequately express themselves. And again, who knows where that'll be, whether it's Cartoon Network or HBO, same company, or Paramount, Nickelodeon, same company, or maybe even Disney. It's like Disney's actually been pretty solid as of late when it comes to the shows they're putting out.
Yeah.
I know everyone fucking loves Owl House, which I think is ending pretty soon, right?
I am really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten a bit farther in Owl House. Haven't finished it, but everyone fucking loves it.
Yay.
And then the other one's the Amphibia show. I know people.
I think Amphibia ended last week.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
So
the
just
live on
wrapped up.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So if Disney's smart, they're gonna keep on milking that Gravity Falls alumni stock that they have and do more good shit. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they still have Alex Hirsch. He pops up every now and again. What the fuck is Alex Hirsch up to? I don't think anyone's heard from him since Gravity Falls. He's
Alex Hirsch voices King and Hootie in the Owl House.
He sure does.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he's been doing
Oh,
voice
really?
acting and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
not only
that I did not know.
man, Alex Hirsch was such a blessing to Disney, and I do not feel like they've been leveraging him well.
But I do. Granted, I do like those characters. But
Yeah.
I'm only on season 1. My favorite character is still Ida.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
now.
Ida is amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, and I've learned that, or at least I'm learning that seeing that lose in Amity kind of see if they're getting off on a rough start.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, damn, even excuse me, like Alex Hirsch even brought on. This is something just for me, because Alex Hirsch is just just an excellent man with patrician taste. He was able to get the boys who did Homestar Runner on to work on Gravity Falls.
Oh.
Because like You know what Homestar Runner is, right?
Damn
Ring a
it.
bell?
That is ringing a bell.
It does. The name rings a bell.
One?
They were like the little Flash cartoons that were. They had their own website for a while. They've kind of moved to YouTube now. They were really popular, like pre-YouTube.
Why the hell do I now remember that?
Does the term "strong bad email" ring a bell?
It does, yes, but I don't know the context of it.
Yeah, they got very popular pre-YouTube, so it's sort of one of those things where it's like if you didn't know about it, you didn't know about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I certainly knew about it when I was like in elementary school and middle school to a degree. But yeah, there were these little Flash cartoons with like all these, you know, kooky characters, and it was all very fun, very, very early 2000s internet humor, right?
Yes.
Homestar Runner had a huge knock-on effect when it comes to like the internet content industry, especially before it got really like conglomerated. Like, do you know what Red versus Blue is?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
So yeah, Red versus Blue got really popular, obviously, like in the mid to late 2000s. All the kind of stuff that came around that era in terms of like serialized internet content, a lot of that was inspired by Red versus Blue, and Red versus Blue was inspired by Homestar Runner.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very, very big impact on internet culture and like content. Homestar Runner. You can look up their stuff on YouTube. They're still making things every now and again, which is great.
Nice.
But like he got both of those guys to work for Disney, and they just haven't been using them. Like they did this short-lived series for I think like Disney's internet, like a YouTube channel, whatever, called Two More Eggs, and it was just like a little anthology series with a bunch of like really weird kind of kooky cartoons, like surreal shit, and it's like it was kind of fun. It definitely had some of the energy that would pop up on Homestar Runner, but it wasn't the same. And they never really followed up on that. They just did a few animations and then called it quits.
Right.
But they because of Alex Hirsch, they had those guys bouncing around, and you still occasionally hear the dude who voiced like nearly all the characters on Homestar pop up in Disney cartoons. Like, do you remember Mermando?
No.
Oh wait, did you never watch Gravity Falls? I don't recall.
I did not.
Okay, then you're not gonna know Mermando. Oh my god, I could have sworn there was someone in Owl House that had this voice. Regardless, I'm not gonna waste any time on it. The dude who voiced like all the characters on Homestar, Matt Chapman, he's popped up in Disney shows left and right, just little voices usually, mostly because of Alex Hirsch, because he brought him on. And so just all this talent is being like, it's just sitting there, and I feel like they're not doing much with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So there might be some hope there. I mean, I think Disney has a very particular brand that they're a little bit more protective of than, say, like Netflix does.
Yep.
So maybe we won't get quite as much innovative shit out of Disney as one would hope, but like, if they're smart and keep up making stuff like Owl House and Amphibia, that's a ray of hope. That's some light, some sunshine there, you know.
Well, we will see, but
Yeah, I shouldn't prattle on about this much longer.
oh no, you're fine.
But
Rattle away.
This is all to say that yes, I'm worried about Netflix too. Not everything on Netflix was like gold, but like they did a lot of good shit.
Still, like people had jobs and
yeah,
they needed to get paid.
yeah, it's really sad that they killed a lot of that because I
that was a place I was trying to apply to as well.
I mean, like I guess like still do it, but like yeah, they probably won't accept anyone right now. Like maybe don't like put too much effort into it, but like if there's like, you know, keep your eyes peeled. It's like if they're still asking for animation people, it's like,
Well, the thing is though, like I'm just uncertain whether or not I'm gonna be working there long term, because they could just like can anyone at any stage of production, like at any time, and that's what I'm worried about.
Well, that's true. A perfectly reasonable fear. Here's the problem, though.
Hmm.
Because you haven't broken into the industry yet proper, even if you're only at Netflix for like, 8 months, it's like that's still experience,
Yeah.
It's like oh, I worked on this show before it got canned because screw those guys, right? So that would still be something to put on the resume, and just showing that you were on a show, even if it's a show that literally goes nowhere. Can it before they air it.
I know,
It's
experience is experience, but still, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it stinks.
Yep. Yeah, it all kind of sucks. But I do think that I do wonder if we're going to be in a bit of a dry spell of like decent animation for a while because of this. Not just because of Netflix, but like I have a hard time imagining a lot of the other streaming services are going to pick up the slack. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll start getting better animation out of it. But so far, Netflix really has been the bastion of a really like decent quality animation coming out of like the streaming services. Hope I'm wrong. Hope some more stuff pops up, but even just the streaming services in general, I think we might actually be seeing a bit of a period of turmoil, where I know the big thing a lot of people are worried about is that the streaming services are just going to become cable.
Right.
Because why did Netflix lose subscribers? Okay? Like, why did that happen? Like, they pinned it on a number of things. Yeah, that looks
Probably
like they're gonna really crack down.
competitors or...
Competitors is the big one, I think.
Yeah.
And they're blaming a little bit on sharing passwords, but like if they really clamp down on sharing passwords, they're probably gonna wind up losing subscribers.
Yeah.
Because people are just gonna be pissed off at them, or people aren't gonna want to share like the cost of getting one membership. Because think about it, right? Let's assume all this pre-layoff Netflix was like still the case, and they had like more or less the same level of quality. There's going to be some number of people, especially like broke-ass millennials, who might be willing to share the membership of a Netflix account if they can all kind of watch shit on it that they enjoy. But if they cut down on the content they're making, at least with regards to animation, and then demand everyone pay for their own individual accounts, they're probably going to lose subscribers because you're going to have less of an enticing catalog of content and a higher cost of entry to get that content. It's like, this feels like a really dumb idea, and it will probably manifest as them losing more subscribers and then panicking even more. I mean, it might take a little bit of time for that to happen, but I would not be surprised if that is what happens. And, here we go. So, but like, because there's all this competition and such jockeying for people's wallets, I've seen people forecasting, I think this might happen, that you might legitimately start seeing essentially cable deals, right? So what was the innovation that cable had, right? It was you take a bunch of channels, you put them together in a package, you sell them all at the same time, so that if people really only want, say, 3 out of 5 of that package deal, they still might be willing to pay for it to get those 3 out of 5 channels at a theoretically reduced cost, right? And all those channels get the kickback from the cable company
Yep.
because they're part of that package deal, right? I legitimately think that we're getting closer and closer to different streaming services just bundling together. Hell, Disney's already doing it. Right?
Yep. ESPN, Discovery, Marvel, Star Wars. Yeah, they're doing that already.
They're even just the services themselves with ESPN, Hulu, and Disney Plus. They're bundling them, right? Just like cable. So I think we're rapidly getting to the point where we're basically going to have cable, except it's all digital, like all directly online.
Mm-hmm.
And there might be some turmoil because of it, because when you bundle, you kind of have less motivation to make really good shit for like your one product, right?
Yep.
Because like if the only way you can get Netflix is by bundling with like a couple other different things, it's like they're all kind of banking that like you're gonna want enough of this one other thing that like you'll get the other thing, and really making the really high quality product to sell like your specific service, your specific channel, it's not going to be as prevalent. It's not going to be as pressing. So
Yep.
Yeah. I shouldn't forecast into the future too much. I don't know how things are going to go. Presumably there will be some sort of pressure to make good shit somewhere. It's just a matter of whether or not that stuff will find purchase anywhere in the near term, I guess.
Mm-hmm. God, I always struggle with faces. I hate it.
Oh yeah. I
Doesn't-
was always told hands are the hardest thing to draw.
I do struggle a little bit with hands, but face proportions are probably my Achilles heel.
All right.
Surprisingly, I could draw feet pretty well.
Oh boy.
Like I don't draw a lot of them, but
Well, you know what people are willing to pay for?
true.
The feet.
Yeah.
People like feet, Andy.
They do.
If you ever need to make some cash, say you'll do feet.
I'll possibly consider it. I don't know.
You know. But oh, I don't know if anyone will know much about this, but it is something that I've found just a little amusing. Talking more about streaming services and how maybe they're not going as well as they should. So I have been able to mooch off of someone else's Paramount Plus account, right?
Uh-huh.
So far, there are only 2 things on Paramount Plus I actually care about. One is South Park. They do put new episodes of South Park on there, but South Park has not been making that many new episodes. Like, they put out a new season. I think there are 7 episodes in it. So that's happening.
Did they finish the COVID series or?
Yeah, they finished the COVID specials.
Okay.
All of them are really funny. I think the last one didn't land with me quite as well.
Oh, okay.
But the other ones they did were really funny. Good shit. I think the South Park boys, Trey Parker, Matt Stone. I don't think I agree with everything they do and say. There have certainly been a fair amount of criticism laid at them, especially for earlier shit they did, where
Oh yeah.
they were maybe a little problematic here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But in spite of that, there is a lot of really good satire in South Park still, and just like if anything, I think their newer shit, their new stuff, that they've been putting a little bit more time and thought into than like the relentlessly weekly stuff that they used to do, right?
Uh-huh.
Has been better. Not just better in the sense that it's just more funny, and it's also better most of the time. There are a couple glaring exceptions even recently. Most of the time it's a little bit more thoughtful, a little less problematic.
Yep.
There are a couple of episodes that thoroughly break that mold, but beyond that, I remember they did an episode semi recently from like the last few years where they decided to weigh into the fucking trans athlete issues, and it was not smart. It was a bad episode.
Oh,
Everyone
God.
agreed it was bad. They were it was a very dumb and bad episode, but thankfully that has been as of late, more the exception than the norm.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, there's South Park, but also on an odyssey that's been somewhat interesting for me for a variety of reasons. I've been watching the Halo show they've been doing, which they very much want to be like their app seller. They very much want the Halo show to be like their Game of Thrones, kinda, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to prattle on about it too much, since I don't think any of you here have seen it, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone in the
I have
audience
not.
who may want to see it. But if there's one thing about the Halo show that you wouldn't know if you just looked it up online, you would know that like all the people who are like me, which are millennial men who, spent a lot of our formative years shouting ableist slurs at people online whilst playing Halo 3, they all really hate this show. That is to say, the core Halo fan base, which I would certainly be a part of. I love all the games. I like a lot of the sort of like extended universe stuff, though I haven't read too many of the books and shit. I'm aware of a lot of it. A lot of those people really fucking hate this show. And on some level I get it. Again, without spoiling anything, they're not leaning as much into the source material as they probably should. And some of the writing does feel a little amateurish. I've heard people describe it as kind of like a CW show, if you know the feeling.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of criticisms of it that, at least in my experience of the show, are probably valid, but like I feel like people are really blowing it way out of proportion, because even if we take that one criticism of like, oh well, the writing's kind of dumb and hackney like a CW show, well, do you know what's something that fucking millions of people love? Those CW shows. Yeah. Fucking, Colt, when he shows up, he'll talk to you how much he loves The Flash, and it's like the same shit.
Did you ping him, or?
No, I didn't. I could
well.
though. It didn't occur to me.
Yeah, let him know I'm online.
About there we go. But so yeah, a lot of criticisms I'll accept, but man, the hatred is like it boggles my mind. Like, I don't want to be too dismissive, but I feel like sometimes there's a fine line that a lot of people have a difficult time walking. Because, like, I don't tell anyone that they should or shouldn't like or dislike a piece of media, right? Like, if you watch something and just for whatever reason you fucking hate it, it's like that's an entirely subjective experience. It's like you're allowed to have that. The only thing I ask people is like, at least try to understand why and then maybe try to understand why someone else might, not hate it, and then we can maybe have an intelligent discussion about that thing, right?
Yep.
The big example that I think I always give in terms of really explaining that idea and how it could benefit people would be The Last Jedi, right?
Yep.
That's sort of the perennial example of insane internet hatred gone wild for a piece of media, right?
Oh yeah.
Where it's if you said the wrong thing about The Last Jedi to the wrong group of people, you would get labeled basically subhuman.
They will foam at the mouth.
And
Like
it's
rabid
I
dogs.
feel like there's a little bit of a smaller scale example of that happening with the Halo now. Because if you were to ask me general impressions, hey, do you like the Halo show? I would say, you know what? I've enjoyed it so far. It's what? But what about this thing? What about this thing? It's oh yeah, well that's true. There's a lot of shit they're doing bad and need to do better.
Actually, this is
I still
bad.
like it though. It's but this thing is so bad. It's yep. But this thing doesn't make sense. Sure doesn't. It's but the dialogue is pretty bad. It's yeah, it's kind of dumb sometimes. It's well, it's a terrible show. It's yeah, it's not a great show. I like it.
Why won't you hate it with me?
Exactly. And I just people are losing their minds on it right now, and it's their thing. And again, I think it has promise. You know what? I don't think Paramount is the best judge of quality. I just spent all this time talking about Nickelodeon and how bad it is, but I don't think Paramount is the best judge of quality, and I think that they do have a problem of maybe forging ahead on paths that people don't want them to go down. I'm not a Star Trek guy, but they also have Star Trek on Paramount Plus, including the new Star Trek Picard show. And so
I think
far,
a lot of my
from what I
friends did
hear-
not like that show.
Yes, so far I hear a lot of them really fucking hate that show. I don't know that much about Star Trek, so I can't comment too hard, and I've not watched it. But a lot of people really fucking hate it, and they
Yeah.
are forging ahead. They're we do not care what you think. This is our vision, and we will go ahead with this. And maybe it will ultimately be a bad idea because if you're going to go against the sort of ethos of what people want out of a franchise that they like, unless you do something truly spectacular, people are going to hate it, especially if it's just kind of meh. And I think that might be happening with the Halo show a bit, because there's a lot of stuff happening in that show that they're not really getting the feel of the games and even just the story from the franchise generally very well.
Mm-hmm.
And they've made a lot of changes that are a little difficult to justify sometimes, and the sort of extra bits that they've inserted into it.
Yeah.
There's some characters and stories they're telling that were never in the games or even the comics stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That they are definitely not. Sorry, one sec. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, they're definitely. I can definitely sympathize with a lot of the criticism that they're missing some of the feel of the games and some of the themes and the there's some stuff they've changed that they didn't need to, and it's frustrating people. But the things they've replaced it with and things they've inserted have not been mind blowing, right?
Right.
If you were to rate, if you were to rate a show on a scale of 1 to 10. Where 5 is mid, right? It's a thoroughly nothing special about it, right?
Yep.
For me, the Halo show has been probably a 6, 6.5. Which would put it above mid. It would make it enjoyable. I love Halo as a game series, and I know a lot about the world and lore and shit, so I have enough investment that's you know what, so long as this show doesn't actually full-blown fucking suck, I'm probably gonna watch it, right?
Yep.
And so far I have been, and I've enjoyed it. But like, if I go on YouTube and like, let's look up, like, let's see what's the diversity of thought on this show. What do people think about it? And it's just an avalanche of hatred.
Wonderful.
And I found there's fully one. So like, there is like a on YouTube, there is like a little community of like Halo YouTubers, right? Like people whose like, content is mostly centered around Halo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like a lot of games have, YouTube communities within them, right?
Yep.
And of course, all the Halo YouTubers have to have something to say on the Halo show, right? Oh, shit.
Yeah. That.
1 second. There we go. All right. So they all have to have something to say on the Halo show. And almost without fail, all of them have ranged from saying, eh, to like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. There's one guy, who like, he's like a lore channel, right? So he likes to talk about the world and the technology and all that stuff.
Yep.
Where he did a sort of video where he's like, oh, come on guys, let's talk about this. And it was all about basically talking about the show in a positive light and how he thinks that some of the criticisms are like valid but overblown, or he doesn't get them, or so it's like his point of view. He was the one guy who's like, you know what, actually I like it. And you go down through the comment section, and it's like universally people basically accusing him of being like a literal shill. Like the only way he could have this opinion is if Paramount swooped in and paid him to have it. And it's like, it's funny, but it's toxic. It's like, and that's why I bring up The Last Jedi, because like, you saw people doing the same thing.
Yep.
Where it's like, if you said something nice about The Last Jedi, it's like, oh, you're just an idiot, or you're a fanboy, or if you have any sort of following, it's like, oh, well, you're a shill. It's like, come on, people. Like, you can like things. It's possible.
No, you can't. Not in my world.
I mean, for fuck's sake. And it's just like,
get a fucking other hobby, damn it. Jesus.
It's like, how many people are like watching all these Marvel movies and shit? And it's just like, Marvel does a lot of good stuff. Okay, they really do. But you don't make this many movies without some of them being kind of stinkers, right? Just like, the only way you're really gonna like this is if like you're invested. And I feel like the thing people need to come to accept, and because I feel like they haven't, is that sometimes being invested is fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were watching a TV show and, here's a show you really liked, but then like they had one bad episode, like a really bad episode, and you're like, well, I can't watch this show ever again. It's like, you'd be weird. It's like, you're invested in what's happening. So it's like, just because there's one bad episode doesn't mean that like the whole thing is now forfeit. And I feel like people sometimes treat stuff like that, where it's like, one bad thing means that like, if you like it because of your investment, you're somehow like betraying, I don't know, artistic integrity or something. I don't fucking.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh, I will be seeing Doctor Strange tomorrow. Finally.
Oh yeah, I've heard it's pretty good. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because I don't know that much about it, and I don't want to potentially spoil anything. But I've heard that it's pretty solid, and like that's something Marvel's generally been pretty good at. They usually put out something that's at least passable, you know?
Yes.
I mean,
That's-
hell, go ahead.
That's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks like it'll probably be fun. If anything, I've been pretty high on Marvel lately. If only because like the last big thing I saw them do was Spider-Man, and the new Spider-Man was very good.
Have you seen Moon Knight?
Oh yeah, that's right. I finished Moon Knight. That was another thing people got really obnoxiously angry about right at the end.
Why?
I don't know. I
Why
don't
are
know.
we mad about that?
Like, I guess I don't know. I'm sure that there are some reasons that people could maybe give that make more sense than others, but like,
I mean, that was a really good show.
it's like even if you don't like the ending, it's like, well, the rest of it was still pretty good.
God, people can get mad over anything.
It's like, you know, I can even take an example. It's like I think it's a rare show where like the ending truly ruins it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it can happen. Like a bad ending can like have a disproportionate effect on like the rest of the show in terms of how bad it is. But like a bad ending rarely destroys with like a whole show, right?
Right.
Like I'll even use Game of Thrones. That's like probably the number one example people are going to.
Like the shining example, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Game of Thrones for 5 seasons had what I would describe as some of the best fucking TV ever made. It was so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, damn it. I'm also playing video games, so if I make noises, that's what's happening.
Oh, you're fine.
But like post season 5, it wasn't as good, and then the ending sucked. I was by the time the ending happened, I was already kind of down on Game of Thrones. I thought like, it's not as good as it used to be, right? But like I was invested enough that I still wanted to see what happened. It's like one of the good things about those first 5 really good seasons is that like it made me care enough about it that I wanted to see what happens. And I feel like sometimes people treat that as like a bad thing. That like once it started getting bad, like the fact that I didn't turn off the TV and, you know, protest was like somehow a weakness on my part. But it's like
Angrily typing on the internet.
yeah. It's like, well, what if the investment is part of the reason I like it? It's like, have you considered this? Like maybe it's okay to be invested in things and like them. And it's like, I guess the internet doesn't believe that now. I don't know. Anyway, the Halo show isn't that bad. I hope it gets better. We got one more episode. Maybe the last episode will really blow it away. I mean, hell, Paramount believes in that show enough that they ordered 2 seasons right away. Okay? We are getting another episode of that show regardless of how much the Halo fanboys hate it. Though, so according to them anyway, they're saying that in terms of like viewership, its numbers are actually doing very well. So I guess in terms of their assessments, it's success, regardless of all the 20 to 30 something millennials hate it.
I am referencing. I'm looking at the music video again. Because I love it so much.
Is it specifically the KDA?
Yes, the original one.
I see.
'Cause I need to do background reference. Do a horizon line. Like right there. Yeah, I can't wait to see Doctor Strange tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yep.
I liked Doctor Strange. I liked the first one. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this, but apparently, like, the original character of Doctor Strange was like, well, to use to use the term again, perhaps a little problematic.
Oh yeah.
Like a bit of a kind of very chauvinist, I guess. And I guess some people have for a long time been complaining about the new Doctor Strange because of it.
Yeah, I could totally see it.
But I didn't know that he had that history. I mean, I guess it makes sense now that I think about it. But I feel like the new interpretation has been it's been fine. It's been solid. I like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep.
You know, when they got him for the role, I was definitely excited because I was one who really liked Sherlock. Hell, you want to talk about another show that I will still recommend people to this day, in spite of the fact that it definitely ends on a sour note. Sherlock. Great show. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman, like, excellent fucking pair. Some of the best chemistry, like, two like male actors have had, like, on camera, like, for a TV show. It's so good, so good. Love those boys. That's the reason why they got you know, Benedict Cumberbatch to play Smaug in The Hobbit. It's because they got Martin Freeman to be the, you know, Bilbo. So it's like, well, let's just get both of them because they're both hot right now, and they did, and it was good. Well, you know, the movie wasn't good, but that part of it was good. But yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, I mean, shit. I guess while I'm making the recommendation, if you get a chance to watch Sherlock, which I don't know if it's still on Netflix, because it was originally on Netflix. But if it is still on Netflix, give at least the first 2 seasons a watch. Very good. And because it was a BBC show, it's almost like a series of movies, right? Because each episode is like between like an hour and a half and 2 hours. So like, it's almost like watching a series of little movies.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I died. And most of them are quite good. I like them, and there's a reason why it had such an obnoxious fan base for a while. Especially during the Tumblr years. You remember
Super Hulock?
Super Hulock, there
Yes.
you go, yeah. It's like, well, Sherlock was an integral part of that that triangle. For good reason. I've never seen Supernatural. I've seen
I
a
have
little
not
bit of
either.
I have a buddy from Britain who really liked the David Tennant Doctor Who, so he forced me to watch a bunch of those. And they're good. David Tennant's a charming guy.
Yep.
Which is why they got him on DuckTales. That's another show on Disney that's actually pretty good. I don't know if it's still going, though.
I think it's canceled already.
Well, there you go. Everything good always ends.
Everything I love dies.
That actually reminds me that I remember DuckTales got a little bit of notoriety, like in the horse fandom, because they had an episode where they had kelpies, like the little water horses, like fairy folk, right?
That does sound familiar.
And the joke was that they called Tara Strong and Andrea Libman to voice them, and they just did their pony voices. So it was Fluttershy and Twilight Sparkle trying to the cast of DuckTales by drowning them.
Wow.
And that was funny. It was a funny bit.
Yeah. Let's see what I can find there.
Another thing I absolutely hate drawing, perspective.
Perspective.
Ah,
I believe in you.
I have never used the perspective grid on this software, but apparently I'm gonna have to learn now. Alright. God, this video is a fucking masterpiece. I love this. Okay. Alright, perspective grids. Where are you at?
Did they ever make any more KDA music videos, or just
They did release another one afterwards.
I did not? I don't think I saw it.
Yeah. They released an album. Like an
Oh,
entire
really? A whole
album.
album?
Yes, yeah.
Could be worth listening. I've never been like a K-pop person, but I did kind of like that first song I heard. I do like I don't know what it is, but I think I'm a sucker for songs that that integrate different languages into them seamlessly.
Yeah.
And that one most certainly did, because obviously part of it was in Korean, part of it was in English, and they melded the two together very well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, She-Hulk also released a trailer too today.
Oh yeah, that's right. The only thing I saw about that was people were complaining about it because they said the CG looked really bad.
Well, I mean, it's not finished yet.
Well, no,
I mean,
it's not.
the show's
I guess why they're complaining about it.
the show's not until August.
They're saying they should have waited to put it out till it looked better because they made her look kind of weird.
But then they would complain about there not being a trailer so soon. Yeah, they'll complain about anything.
I don't know. Could be fun. It looks like they're trying to make it more of a comedy, but I didn't know She-Hulk was a lawyer. I guess.
Oh
she's
yeah,
a
that's
lawyer.
her whole thing.
Yep. Quite a while.
Perspective ruler. This is what I needed.
I wonder if we'll get any more of the when things come out, we'll get she'll get the same treatment that tall vampire lady did. It's a new age.
Oh, definitely.
Where people like big women now.
Yes.
I mean, maybe they always did, but just society would.
What is it? Snoo Snoo?
Yeah.
Death to Snoo Snoo?
Death by Snoo Snoo, yes.
Yeah.
That's what the people have always wanted.
I am okay with this.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
I do not know what I am doing. Woot.
Do any of us?
Basically, I'm trying to figure out a new feature on this software, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a little cool.
Because I can do the ink and the brushes, but like everything else on this software is really cool, but I don't know everything about it.
Oh.
I'll figure it out.
I believe you. Excuse me. Oh, you know what movie I'm excited to go see?
Huh.
Men.
Men?
Men. That's what it's called. It's called Men.
A
It's a
movie
horror
for
movie.
men
I
by
don't know.
men.
I think it's honestly probably the opposite.
What's it about?
So,
Aside from being men, after all.
so have you ever seen or heard of the movies Ex Machina or Annihilation?
The names are familiar, yes.
Yeah, they're both like sci-fi horror movies that came out from a particular guy. I forget the director's name, but he's known for doing like very kind of like high-minded kind of surreal, spooky shit.
Rob Zombie, maybe, or someone else?
Oh, it's not Rob Zombie. Rob
Okay.
Zombie's more grindhouse than anything. He's
Oh, okay.
blood and gore and fucking tits and blood and all that shit. I never saw his Halloween remakes. Heard it was pretty bad. I liked the 2018 one though. Anyway, so he's known for making pretty thoughtful kind of cerebral horror movies, right? Annihilation is a very complex movie in terms of theming and like what it's trying to say. Same with Ex Machina. And Men, as far as I can tell, it's about the story of a woman. I don't know. You could maybe say young woman. She's maybe like approaching 40. She had a marriage that ended tragically when her husband leapt off the roof of a building.
Uh-huh.
And she moves somewhere, like out in the village, like out in the country in England, to like get away from it all, I guess. And just a bunch of weird, spooky shit keeps on happening. And as far as I can tell, all the weird, spooky shit is just related to men and how fucking scary men are, I guess.
Oh no, can you imagine a world like that?
Yeah, and that's sort of what I think, honestly, it is gonna get at, as I do think the movie, perhaps somewhat not so subtly named, is gonna largely be about this fairly, like she's a woman who's on her own. She's fairly isolated, like dead. She's kind of off about, on her own, doing her own thing, and it's gonna be about the struggles of being a woman in such a world where you do have to worry about the intentions and of the various men in your life, especially strangers and not. So
Yep.
and
Heard
I
this
think
story
it could be really
before.
interesting. And it does seem to me like it could be very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Based on true events.
Mm-hmm. What time is it? Oh, damn. I should get something to eat soon.
Okie dokie.
Not quite yet, but soon.
Alright. Yeah, I figured out how to draw her floaty hover thingies.
Oh boy.
I think they're like laser cannons, kind of, but I don't know. They look really cool, though.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I know nothing of League of Legends.
Neither do I. I didn't until I watched Arcane.
No. Yeah, but animation pretty.
Yeah.
Also, girls are pretty.
Yeah. Who doesn't like the steampunk lesbian show?
Okay, I think I'm probably going to, for the next couple of days, I'll probably catch up on those shows finally, because I have to do that.
Yeah.
I do want to see Arcane and the other shows. Like, I've been mostly gaming and streaming video games and doing some webcomic progress here and there, but I really want to catch up on shows.
that's definitely the benefit of a lot of these shows. Very bingeable at the moment, you know.
Yeah. But I also like applying to like animation jobs, getting my shit together for Artist Alley, and
Oh, I need to as well. Believe me. Yep.
get this started.
I was able to continue where I left off.
I still need to play Final Fantasy 12 though. I've had it for months already, and I still haven't played it.
I have so many games I need to play that I don't know if I'm ever gonna play at this point.
Yeah. I do have a lot of Game Boy Advance games on my computer, so those are also games I need to play.
You know what game I've been wanting them to do like a new version of for a long time?
What?
Advance Wars.
Oh, cool.
Well, there is a remake that's coming out. It was supposed to come out, I believe, in April, but it got delayed. It didn't say why.
Oh yeah, that was coming.
It's true. It's true.
Probably duplicate this. Duplicate. There we go.
Yep.
If this works. Okay, so the perspective should be above her neck, probably. We'll try that. Yeah, perspective was one of the things I haven't really gotten that much practice of, but I'll figure it out. Yeah. Perfect. Position the ruler around her neck area, like right there. And I can... Kingdom Hearts is pain. My iPad got a notification from YouTube where I wrote Kingdom Hearts is pain. Yep. It sure is.
Now to the staple of Mega Man games, facing every robot master again.
Hmm.
We'll just... Alright. Who's our first opponent? Huh? It's Tengu Man. Tengu Man.
Oh, aside from not drawing, I've also been like grinding on Kingdom Hearts the past week or so. It's
Oh,
fun,
nice.
but yeah. So
I've
in the
still been
game, there's
grinding on
these
things.
ships that you travel from worlds to worlds. I spent a few hours making a super-powered ship that won't
Oh,
be damaged, and it was a lot of fun.
I believe it.
I cleared all the levels with barely any damage, and it feels so wonderful to be so powerful.
That kind of reminds me of one of the more fun parts of some of the newer Assassin's Creed games, where you could you could upgrade your ship and stuff, and that was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Tengu Man down. Who's next? Oh, good. Fucking Clown Man. This way.
Okay. What's this? Yeah, I do think after the current game I'm playing and the next one, I'll probably start off my first Final Fantasy after those two. Debating whether or not to do 9, 12, or 6, but still a ways away. Like, have you all played any Final Fantasies, or...
I never have.
Oh, okay. They're a lot of fun.
I believe it.
Yep.
Yeah, those are mostly on PlayStation, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was never a PlayStation kid. That's the problem.
okay.
Go to hell, Clown Man. Thunderclaw again. Alright. Next. Frost Man.
Horizon Line.
I'll crush you.
That's all the other bullshit. That.
That was easy.
Should have kept that there.
Right down.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, speed lines should be right there.
Grenade Man. Any Thunderclaw?
I have not seen the new Sonic movie either.
Yeah,
Wonder if that's
I
still in
kinda forgot
theaters.
It probably is. Yeah, I haven't thought about that at all.
Oh.
I heard it was fine. I didn't. I thought the first one was fine.
First one was fun.
I have a buddy who really likes Sonic. Um, he absolutely hated the first movie. Oh man. Like, I don't remember. I forget exactly what got him so upset. It's just like, it was like almost none of us could believe that he could hate it so much. Because, like, you know, I know some other people who are really into Sonic, and all of them really liked it. Like, it's not like they thought it was the best thing ever, but they liked it.
Yeah.
Man, this guy hated it. It just, I should ask. I almost want to ask him exactly what he got so mad at, just so I can remember. But like,
They should have
he's-
used the first Sonic design.
I think that was sort of a complaint he had, where it's just like, oh, we'll put out the first design. It's so terrible that when we fix it, they'll all ignore that we put out shit or something like that. He was genuinely perturbed by the fact that that people liked that movie. So
Oh my god.
I'll have to talk to him about it sometime. See if he'll tell me exactly what he didn't like about it. Because now I'm curious.
Hmm. I think I could,
Pretty sure about that one.
let's start on line art. Finally. This.
There. Excuse me.
Okay, line art. G-Pen. Oh, I've been using the wrong pen. Oh well. Okay.
Four-man defeated. Assume this is either Aquaman or Cirque Man.
Stabilization.
Is Cirque Man.
Should help. Perfect.
Oh, okay, so he's fine. Okay, so if you find him in the bush, you can heavily damage him.
Alright, that's good enough.
Alright. Flame sword.
Okay, safety save. There we go. Stabilization to 6. Okay. There we go.
Aquaman.
Mode. Oh no. Huh. Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to go. Hmm. Alright, I'll have to fix that later.
Actually, I'll take that life off. Hmm? Oh, okay. Oh, they were. Okay. Start with full health.
quiet.
It did. Yeah, you're both of you are gaming, and I'm kind of concentrating on the line
Yeah.
art. But
I should be doing something that's relatively mindless, but it's a little bit of a higher difficulty. So
I am making good progress, though. I am liking this so far.
nice. Looks good.
Mhm.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbit Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Okay, what else has been happening in the world?
I mean, nothing good.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot think of anything.
I haven't been paying much attention to news. Yeah, I've been so damn busy. I haven't been paying super hard attention to a lot of stuff. Oh well, I guess it's sort of a little related. We talked a little bit about K-pop.
Yep.
Did you see that the chick who won the American Song Contest did K-pop?
That was like the worldwide kind of thing, right? The contest.
No, well, see, do you know what Eurovision is?
Yeah, I've been seeing that like a lot the past couple of days. I think Ukraine
Yeah,
won.
yeah, Ukraine won.
Awesome.
So Eurovision it's a yearly contest that's done in Europe because of like the European Broadcasting Corporation or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And they've been doing it every year, and the only way you're allowed in is if you have like the European Broadcasting Corporation license or whatever, right? And
Yep.
like usually like your government has to pay for it, right?
Oh, wow.
And they've been trying to get the US for years, right? Decades. Want to
Uh-huh.
tap into that market and haven't really been able to. Okay. So in order to try and tap into that, on top of doing their regular Euro just wrapped up, with Ukraine winning. I mean, honestly, I don't think Ukraine had the best song, but it wasn't that surprising that they won, all things considering.
Yeah.
Because that is something that happens every year at this contest. There's some degree of politics, right? In
Yep.
terms of like how people give their votes. Like, Russia wasn't in this year, but they usually are in, and they always give like their number one spot to like Belarus or something. And it's like no one ever votes for Belarus. Belarus never makes any good shit, but Russia always gives it to Belarus. Greece always gives it to Cyprus, and Cyprus always gives it to Greece, and that sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's always some of that happening. But this year, actually, the jury didn't give it to Ukraine because like they do 2 rounds of voting. They have the jury, which are like usually people that like that country sends as like representatives of like their music industry or whatever. And they didn't really go for Ukraine, but that surprised nobody. The second part of the voting, which was the popular vote, that all went to Ukraine. They got shitloads of votes, and so they won.
Yep.
Thankfully, they didn't do a bad song. Like, if it was a bad song, even though, I support the struggle of the people of Ukraine and all
Yes.
that. If it was a bad song, it'd be like, yeah, but it's a song contest. But it was a good song. I don't think it was the best song, but it was a good song, so it's not that bad. So on top of doing the regular Eurovision contest, which is usually fun, like they have a lot of weird acts and interesting acts. Our favorite in the group that we were watching it with was Norway, and they had a song called "Give That Wolf a Banana."
Okay.
And it was about how you need to give that wolf a banana.
Okay.
Or, he'll eat your grandma.
All right.
So before that wolf eats your grandma, give that wolf a banana. Excellent song, 10 out of 10. They didn't win, unfortunately. But so on top of doing the regular Eurovision, they did an American version. They just called it American Song Contest. We just called it like Amerivision or whatever. And it makes sense that they've been trying to do this because they really wanted to tap into the American market, but never really have been able to. So I think they're hoping that this will get, them to. This will enable them to tap into that market finally.
Right.
Oh shit! 1 sec. Oh, there we go. Okay. And the interesting about it is, at least in my group, the guy that I know that really wanted us to watch, really wants us to watch Eurovision, he kind of got me into Eurovision. He was not thrilled about the American version. He thought it was going to suck. I think comparatively, he does still think it sucks. But by the end of it, after 50 submissions, we did have some decent songs, right?
Yeah.
And the one that kept on chugging along, that like the jury, like the music industry people, clearly didn't like, but everyone else did, that kept on surviving through audience votes, was this chick from Oklahoma, of all places, who was doing a K-pop song. And she won. And she won almost entirely on audience votes. The industry people didn't care for her. She got middling reviews, right?
Yeah.
But thankfully at the American Song Contest one, rather than like half the votes being from the public, like 3/4 of it are.
Yep.
And I kind of hope industry people are paying attention. They probably are. But like 2 of my favorite songs from this year, the first year of the American Song Contest,
Yep.
were Oklahoma and also Colorado. Colorado was doing like kind of a party beach rock kind of song, right? And which is kind of funny because it's from Colorado. But Colorado got like dead last from jury votes, like once people got to the finals. And then Oklahoma was like, and then the public votes come in, and Oklahoma wins by like a vast margin, and Colorado, solely on public votes, goes from dead last to second place.
Hmm.
And it's just like, somebody needs to be paying attention. Because this is showing that the industry people have no idea what people actually like.
Just like our government.
I guess so, basically. So. So yes, good stuff. I never checked in to see what Colt said. He might be asleep. He's been having a weird schedule.
Did he like get like hired anywhere or not yet? Or...
No, and I think that's why his schedule's so weird. He got used to nights and reacclimated.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. I'm probably gonna wrap up in like 10 minutes anyway.
Okay, cool. I can wait out another 10 minutes.
Yep. My progress on this has been very good. Got to the line art phase, and I'm happy with that.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm watching the video over and over again to kind of like, yeah, like references, like little details and stuff.
I believe in you.
Yep.
let's see. So you said you're looking at maybe trying to do Arcane. What was the other show?
I do want to watch the G5 movie.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something. You know, here's the thing about the G5. It makes me wonder. Like, when I found out that G5 was going to be on Netflix, my thought was, okay, this is a good sign. Netflix usually does a pretty good job with their animation, right?
Not lately.
And that's the thing, right? And it's like, I was thinking, like, well, you know, with, G4 having a reputation for being good and attracting an adult audience, and like Netflix having a lot of shows for kids that attract adult audiences, it's like, well, maybe they'll do it right. Maybe they'll, actually try to, oh shit. Maybe they'll, maybe they'll do it right. That was my hope. And now I'm not so sure, because like, if presumably what they've done of the Pony Show, they've like, you know, made before most of this stuff happened.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not super worried that like, oh, it's gonna be really bad. But considering how, I don't know if the trailer for like the first special they're doing, because they've been doing two things, right? They've been putting out these little short, like 5-minute YouTube shorts, which are just like, I mean, you know, they're 5 minutes. How much of an impact can they make?
Like typical like humor, Teen Titans Go style humor, or
I wouldn't say it's Teen Titans Go. It is, maybe got some of that energy. It definitely feels like it has, yeah, maybe a little bit of that energy. They're only like 5 minutes each, right? So like just these little shorts where like they tell a couple jokes and that's about it, right? Nothing special, nothing offensive. Like we've been watching them and like nobody's gotten like angry at them or anything. They're okay.
furious typing.
Yeah. Like, but they put out a trailer for what's gonna be like, you know, the meat of the series, which are these specials, like 40-minute long specials, right?
Oh, it's not like an entire like 22-minute kind of thing, or
It doesn't appear like that's what they're doing.
oh boy.
They're having the little tiny 5-minute shorts, and then a series of like 40-minute long specials. That's what they're doing.
Okay.
And you know, that could be fine. That could work. I mean, one would hope that if you're going to dedicate 40 minutes to something, it means you're going to put a little bit more effort into the writing, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm worried is that if they're thinking about the Pony Show the same way they're thinking about Boss Baby, right? And like that's the model they want to go with, right? It makes me wonder either A, maybe the Pony Show is going to get canned because like their model beforehand was like more quality over quantity, or B, it will survive, but only because it follows the Boss Baby model and it's just not that good.
Oh no.
So, you know, the movie made us all hope. You know, we've said it. We know you haven't seen it, but like, the movie was good. I don't know anyone who. Well, that's not entirely true. I know there are some people who didn't like the movie, but everyone I know was like, ranged from, oh yeah, the movie was really good, to yeah, the movie was fun. Like, I don't know hardly anyone who had a negative view of the movie. Like, it wasn't earth-shattering, but it was fun and it was cute and everyone liked it. Like, you know, solid, right?
Yeah.
It was a good sign of things to come. And now the fear is with Netflix snafu that maybe it's not a sign of things to come.
Netflix, why?
Yeah.
Used to be good.
Because yeah, if the G5 series, like if all those specials had roughly the same quality as the movie, no worries. The series is in good hands. That is a great direction.
Yeah.
But you know, we're not sure now, especially that those specials are going to be of a similar quality to the movie.
Yeah, the state of animation. moving forward.
Yeah, so here's to hoping that whatever good writers and animators they have, they kept on the pony show, I guess.
Yep.
I think another thing that has people worried is that, I don't know if you know this, but all the voice actors that they had for the movie like aren't on the TV show. They got different people.
I hate that.
Yeah, I hate it too. Some of the characters, the change is fine. Like the new VAs are doing, they sound close enough and they're doing a good enough job that like it's fine.
Like,
But
I've
some of
heard
them,
Izzy, and I feel like she got replaced too, right?
yeah, but that's one of the big ones. People are like, no, nothing against the VA, he's doing it. She's fine. It's just like she's got the attitude, right? And that's the most important thing. But it does not sound like Izzy from the movie. And it just, there aren't a lot of people in the world who sound like Kimiko Glenn. And
Right.
the fact that they didn't, again, maybe an unfortunate sign of things, because they were chill out a couple seasons of Kimiko Glenn for Centaur World, but not for the Pony Show. So
Centaur
Yeah.
World is on Netflix, right?
also on Netflix, also really good. Might as well put that on the list.
Yeah.
I think you'll like. I think you'll like Centaur World.
Yeah. Problem is getting a Netflix account, but I'll manage.
Yeah, but hello. But yes, the Kimiko, the VA they got to replace Kimiko does not sound like. Same with Hitch. They got James Marston to be Hitch in the movie. The dude they got to replace him sounds nothing like him. And it's like, again, it's not like they're doing a bad job. Some of them, I would argue that the chick doing Izzy and the guy doing Hitch aren't as good as the original actors. But like, again, it's not like they're doing bad work. Just it's not the same, and that's a little. I haven't been able to get over it. So I'm hoping that that special they're doing, which is going to have the new VAs. If it's good, then like I'll be able to get over it, right? Like if the content's good, like I can forgive it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, what we're all worried of is that like the fact that they got rid of the original VAs might be a sign that they're just not putting that much effort into it, you know?
God, can you just imagine if they fired the G4 voice actresses and all hell
Yeah.
would break loose?
Everyone would hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a reoccurring thing though, is that it's been pointed out for a while that like, do you remember there was some a little bit of kerfuffle a while back with Fox or something because they didn't want to recast John DiMaggio for Bender?
Yes,
like a
yes, I was following that. Yeah,
Because like, why did that happen? Well, that happened because
they didn't want
loads
to
of
pay him
people-
enough.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay him enough because loads of people in the animation industry don't understand how important the voices to the character. Like the execs who like approve the
Yeah.
budget, they don't understand how important the voice is to animation. They think, well, it's the same character, right? Just have someone who sounds kind of the same. Like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
Doesn't work like that. And I feel like the people at Netflix probably are no different, and they willing to shell out for celebrity voice actors for the movie, and it's like, well, just get different people for the show. And it's like, if they were thinking about it from like the point of view of the you know, like if you had a situation like with, and it's like you would ask someone to like from basically do what Netflix had been doing for a lot of shows, where it's like, here, we're gonna get a creator and you're gonna have a huge amount of creative control over where it goes, right? It's like you would have
Yep.
gotten you would have like looked for people who are going to be your forever VA, right? And have them be in the movie, as opposed to people you're just going to replace.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do that. So, you know, the hope is that that's not too much of a bad sign for potentially bad things to come. But
Right.
I will say this much, as far as the Pony Show specifically, if the only thing we get out of this new generation is the movie that's like good,
Yeah.
I won't be too upset. Because the movie's nice. The movie's good. The movie's fun. I like the movie. I've seen it several. It is a good movie. It captures. I think it did a good job doing what it would have needed to do, and you know, the hope is just that it was be a sign for good things to come. But if it isn't, then at the very least, the movie is good, and we will hang on to that.
Right. Right.
So yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you can get around to that, I think that'll be worth your time.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I will try to spend some time and just catch up on shows this weekend or the coming days.
But yeah,
Alright.
Arcane is definitely be a big one, and then Pony Show. I
Yep.
definitely recommend Centaur World. Definitely keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. But first, Doctor Strange tomorrow.
Yep, Doctor Strange.
Woot.
What's the next Marvel movie coming out after Doctor Strange? I honestly don't even
Thor:
know.
Love and Thunder.
That's right. I don't know what to think about that.
I do like that the director has good music taste for the trailers.
Isn't the theory like they're gonna be doing the multiverse thing where like they're gonna bring in Lady?
I didn't think of that, but now that you said that, maybe.
I mean, they're doing all this shit with the multiverse. That would make sense, right?
Yeah, that would make sense. Why she's Thor?
Because like in the comics, there's like an alternate universe who is a woman, who is Wams.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know.
We'll see. All right. I think I'm gonna wrap up for tonight, but thank you guys for joining me today.
All right. See you later.
Yep.
Good. It's been good.
Let me meet you guys, and I will do my usual spiel, but I'll come right back.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys. Okie doke. We are done for tonight. Thank you all for watching, viewing, lurking, following, all that good stuff. I did make good progress today. It was a good start today. But next week we will be continuing on and hopefully get some color done for this. And I'll try to work with the background and see if I could fix that if possible. But if not, definitely we'll be starting on coloring next week. I might do 2 days for art next week, but we'll see. My next stream will be on Friday, usual time, 6 p.m. Pacific time, with Kingdom Hearts 2, and then Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, for more Kingdom Hearts. So let me drop my socials here, our Discord server, and YouTube channel. Alright folks, next stream is on Friday. I'll continue this next week. And yeah, I bid you all adieu, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Also, I need to fix this schedule since I already passed already, but oh well, never mind. See you all later.